Okay, don't let the camo clothing put you off. It's tick season here in northern Wisconsin, and this is the only long sleeve top that I've got, so camo it is. We're going to take out the Avata 2 drone from DJI today. It would be wrong of me to say this is the first time I've flown it, because it's not. I've flown this a few times now, but I've only had it about 3 weeks, and I've had more fun flying this in the last 3 weeks than probably 8 years of flying multiple DJI camera drones, let's call it that, a hover camera, and even a GoPro Karma. So this is a lot of fun because this is more about flying a drone and capturing footage while you're having fun flying a drone. Every other drone that I've had has felt more like a flying camera for the purpose of taking dramatic aerial photographs and aerial footage, which is great. But at a certain point, it's really boring to fly. This scares the heck out of me. This is so much fun. So I'm going to get this set up and we'll start flying. When I launch this drone, I'm actually going to palm launch it. I palm launch it like all my drones now, and I catch it out of the air to land it. I normally palm land drones. I haven't palm landed this one yet. I actually pick it up and flip it over in the way that we used to do with all DJI drones back in the day, I think going right back to the Phantom. First time I did that was with a DJI Spark, actually right here. I cut my fingers to ribbons. So it was a few years before I did it again. Anyway, with this drone, so 2 presses of this button will start the propellers. Everything's good, then I press and hold that button and it will launch. And I'm just going to put it a bit higher, put my goggles on, and let's go fly. Now this control is really intuitive. If I just touch this, I'm not pulling on the trigger and squeezing it, I'm just touching it, and that activates my arm movements, my wrist movements, and that will now, I can turn the drone in one direction and I can turn the drone in the other direction. If I want to actually move the drone, I've then got to start squeezing the trigger and pointing the drone where I want it to go. Okay, so I want it to go away from me, which is that way, and off we go. So this is in regular mode, okay? So I'm in normal mode, and that gets me about 18 to 20 miles an hour. So I don't think I can hear the drone right now, but it's not that far away from me. And I can also in my goggles see where home is. It's actually giving me a direction as to where my home point is, which is right here, where I'm standing right now. Let's just go over these trees. Right now I'm flying at 18 feet above this field. And it's actually more dramatic if I get below 10 feet. So let's do this. Let's be at 8 feet. Here we go, above the grass. Now earlier on I wanted to go underneath this. I wonder if I can do it. Even though I'm not moving, not touching the trigger, as I move this up and down, that is moving the camera up and down. And if I touch it, I can then move the drone, but I'm just touching it. So the drone's not gonna move. It's just gonna rotate in place. If I start to squeeze the trigger a lot, or just a bit, let's do that, then it will move. So at the moment it's creeping along at 6 miles an hour. Now I'm gonna turn it around, so it's coming back to me again. And I'm gonna have it come down low. 5 feet above, 4 feet, 5 feet above the ground. And I'm just gonna have it creep up towards me this time because probably a bit close to the grass there. So we're gonna catch this. And to catch it, I'm taking off the goggles. So I'm gonna pause it, pause. So now any movement I make on this is not actually gonna make any difference to the drone at all. What this is actually now doing is moving around menus inside these goggles to select settings like return to home point, camera settings, even the brightness of the monitors in here. So anyway, let's pick this drone up. I love this thing. So I have the Creator Combo, the 3 battery Creator Combo. The batteries on this don't last as long as some of the other drones like the Mini 4 Pro. In my case, I have the Mini 3 Pro, don't have Mini 4 Pro, not yet anyway. I get over 30 minutes on one of those batteries. So it's very rare that I'll actually use all 3 batteries unless I'm doing a hyperlapse or a night lapse, something that involves the camera being in the air for a long, long time. This, what did I see there? I think I saw about 15 minutes there and I was down to 28, 29%. So I probably had 5 minutes left. So yeah, I was probably getting what, 18, 20 minutes. I think it's fair to say it's not as aerodynamic as some of those camera platform drones. It's probably using more power. It's quite a bit heavier. This is, I think, about 370 grams. So it's well over that 250 gram limit for the FAA here in the US and also some European and other jurisdictions. So it doesn't fall under that category. So it is heavier. And it will fly faster, particularly in sport mode. I've got 40 miles an hour, 40 something miles an hour to this, but frankly, 40 miles an hour is fast enough for me. I'm not an FPV racing drone pilot. I'm just me. I just enjoy flying it. And frankly, flying it at 40 miles an hour is plenty fast enough for the sort of thing I would do. You know, I'd love to be on this video saying, yeah, I need to go to 60 miles an hour so I get full power. Okay. Okay, I'm having fun doing this in normal mode, which is 18 to 20 miles an hour. I'm having tremendous fun. More fun than a grown adult should have with something like this. Do I recommend you get this? If you're like me, and you have a lot of experience of drones, and you are frankly bored of drones, because I am. There's only so much B-roll I can take, or opening shots, you know, overhead shots with a drone that you were supposed to take for a YouTube video. I don't do that anymore, and I didn't do it for very long either, because that means you've got to carry a drone with you all the time, use it a little bit, assuming you're allowed to use it in wherever it is you are, and if you're not allowed to use it, whether you are prepared to just go ahead and use it anyway, or you're not going to, or you just don't take it. And I'm finding increasingly, I'm taking my 10-foot Insta360 selfie pole and sticking a Pocket 3 or an X4 or a Go 3 or a GoPro something on the end of this pole, swinging it overhead and effectively getting like a drone shot. I'm finding I'm doing that more and more often. So I'm using my Mini 3 Pro a lot less than I used it when I first got it, and a lot less than when I thought I would use it. I often take drones to the beach, and again, depends on your country. I am Part 107 certified, which means I am allowed to fly drones in certain places, but it actually puts more restrictions on me than someone who hasn't got Part 107 in the US. Another video about all of that if you want. But I will fly drones on the beach, and there's only so many shots of the tide coming in or time lapses of sunsets that I can do. Honestly, I have much more fun taking those with just a regular camera on a tripod on the beach. I can do that all day, every day. With a drone, I kind of get a bit bored of it. So I've got bored of flying drones because you're not actually flying a drone for the purpose of flying a drone. You're flying a camera platform that's designed to be as stable and as solid as possible so you can take cool footage and cool photographs. This is about taking really good footage while having tremendous fun, and I can't think of a better phrase than that, tremendous fun flying it. It's fun. I mean, I'm not at 200, 300, 400 feet. I'm flying at 6 feet above the grass. And that's a lot more fun than flying at 400 feet to try and take a picture of the tide coming in. So if you are bored of drones, this is the drone to get, hands down. If someone has told you that it's not a real FPV drone and it's just a beginner drone, fine. Let those people say that. It probably is. It's not difficult to fly. Admittedly, I have been flying drones now for many, many years. And while I don't fly them that frequently, I fly them often enough to say I'm pretty experienced now with flying drones. I found, 30 minutes and I was familiar with how to fly this. And all I had to do was fly it around my backyard, right? Just flew it around the house a bunch of times, up and down, scared myself. I have crashed it a few times, but you wouldn't know. It's all here. If you've never had a drone before, I think it kind of depends on what you want to do with a drone. And what you want to do with a drone is different to what the marketing will tell you you will do with a drone. And I think that's really, really important. The marketing of drones, like any other camera and video equipment, is remarkably good at making you go, yeah, I want to do that. Therefore, I need to get that equipment to be able to do it. It's marketing. It's fabulous and it works really well. And for drones, you kind of can't go wrong. But then you buy a drone, you realize it's not that easy to fly. You've actually got to be a bit careful. And there's a lot of limitations on where and when and how you can fly it. And each country is different in that regard. So if you've never had a drone before, I think I would say start with something like a Mini 4 Pro and not this. Because this does take a bit more skill to fly than just a regular camera platform drone. But if you want to have fun flying a drone and you're not worried about, spirals and selfie shots where the camera flies away from you, because this doesn't do any of that stuff. If you're not worried about lots and lots of sensors that prevent you from crashing into things, this doesn't have any of those, I don't think. It has some sensors on the bottom, but I think what they're to do, I think they're to make sure that it can fly consistently at a certain level above the ground without relying just on GPS. I think that's the case. But this doesn't have forward sensing, rearward sensing, upward and downward sensing sensors to prevent you crashing into a tree. It doesn't have any of that. So if you're a beginner and you're not sure what you're going to do with a drone, get a Mini 4 Pro. If you've flown a drone before and you're bored of it and you want to have some fun flying a drone, get the Avata 2, definitely. Whatever you get though, get the Creator Combo Kit. Please, don't mess around. DJI are doing, the way they're pricing these things is intentional and deliberate, but it's right. You can get in this case, a Creator Combo here with 3 batteries and the handy dandy case for the whole thing. And I think some other bits and pieces in there as well, for not much more than if you just bought 1 or 2 extra batteries to go with the drone in the first place. And with this one, the amount of fun you're going to have with it, you are going to use 3 batteries all the time. I have used all 3 batteries every single time I've flown this drone. In fact, the only time I haven't is right now, filming this video. But when I press stop, I'm probably going to use the 2 batteries anyway. There you go. This is not generally a drone channel. I haven't usually flown drones for this channel, but I recently did a survey in the community post asking what you wanted to see more of, and 10% of people who responded said they wanted to see drone videos, and I just bought the Avata 2, so I thought it'd be a good idea to do a video of this, tell you what I think, and maybe get some footage too. So there you go. Avata 2 from DJI. My name is Julian. If I can run with it, bike with it, hike with it, film with it, and occasionally fly with it, then I will make videos and put them here on YouTube. If that's of interest to you, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you like this video, please give it a like. It helps the channel immensely. As always, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.